Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at UFC 313, Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. This is the full card predictions, starting from the very beginning. Let's get right into it. First up, we've got Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda. Gutierrez probably wins this one. It's just a bit better. He's had a better quality of opponent so far. I reckon that carries him to a decision win. Next up, Dorian Santos versus Ozzy Diaz. We're going to go with Ozzy Diaz. I think he gets the finish. He's a lot bigger than Santos, and I think he hits harder too. He is an underdog, so there's potentially money for an early KO here, and that's what I'm going to be betting on. So I'm going with Ozzy Diaz by KO. Next up, Myron Santos versus Francis Marshall. Santos probably wins this one. Either way, neither guy's anything to write home about. Santos is a bit better. We're going to Santos by KO. Next up, Alex Morono versus Carlos Leal. So I don't really rate Morono particularly highly. I know the consensus is that Leal's going to knock him out, but I think I'm actually going to pick Morono by decision. I know I've just said I don't rate him highly, and the consensus is Leal knocks him out, but I think Morono clinches up and kind of drags Leal down and lays on him against the fence and stuff like that, and just kind of drags it out to a boring decision. I think it's going to be kind of a snooze fest. Next up, Bruno Ferreira versus Armen Petrosyan. I think Ferreira. I'm thinking Ferreira. They're both coming off losses, but Armen's is 2 consecutive losses, and most recently it's a KO loss, and it's to shot a bullet with that like double spinning back fist thingy. So I think Ferreira finds the chin, puts Armen down. I've noticed Armen fights hard for like the first 4 minutes of all of his of all the rounds, the first 4 minutes of all the rounds, and then he takes the last minute, the last 40 seconds off, and that's always where he seems to get caught. So that's literally what led to his most recent losses. So I'm gonna pick Bruno Ferreira by KO, round 1, round 2. I reckon late round 1, late round 2. Next up, Joshua Van versus Ray Soroya. I think Van gets the edge in the stand-up, but I think Soroya has the IQ to kind of mix it up, recognizing that. It's kind of mixing some takedowns, make it more of a grappling match. So I'm thinking Ray Soroya by submission. Next up, Curtis Blades versus Rizan Kuniev. I think Kuniev is too much too soon with Blades. I think for Kuniev, it's too much too soon with Blades. I'm going to be going with Blades. Maybe not. So Kuniev is on steroids. That is confirmed. Nah. Blades by KO. I think if Kuniev beats Blades, then we consider talking about fast tracking dudes. But honestly, I think he's on steroids, and I think Blades still beats him anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna be picking Blades probably by a KO. Next up, Bobby Green versus Mauricio Ruffi. Last time Bobby fought a dude with like a significant height and reach advantage, he got chinned by Jarlin Turner, and the ref left him to die. But that was on short notice, I believe. So maybe that's a factor. Ruffi's, a fighting nerds guy. He's like the top guy at fighting nerds. So that normally encourages me to pick them. But I'm a fan of Bobby Green. Everyone's picking Ruffi by KO. I can see that. That knockout from Jarlin's kind of a scary one. And it kind of ruins chins. Not his confidence, though, which is a good thing. Part of me thinks Bobby Green could be the guy to fraud check Ruffi. But no, I'm still going to pick Ruffi to win by KO. But I'm going to have some side action on Bobby Green, I think, just in case. Because Bobby Green's the kind of guy that could catch Ruffi and just put him out, to be fair. One mistake and Bobby Green could capitalise on it and start up a sequence that leads to the finish. But we're going to go with Ruffi by KO. Next up, Amanda Lemos versus Isman Lucindo. Who fucking cares? I'll pick Lucindo. She's younger. It'll be a decision, and it's a waste of a main card slot. Next up, Jarlin Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Interesting matchup. Both guys really tall and long for lightweight. Jarlin has a bit of an IQ problem, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes, how that alters the fight going in. He stung Moicano and didn't get the finish because he was too busy trying to look good. That's a bit of an IQ issue. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bahamondes based on that. Got a feeling he's got more momentum. He's coming off 2 wins. If you need any more convincing, so yeah, we're gonna go with Ignacio Bahamondes by KO, because why not? Predicting a lot of KOs, but why not? Next up, the co-main event: Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. I think Gaethje's done. Just putting it out there. He's taken a lot of damage in his career. I'm not saying he's not good, but like his last fight, he got knocked out, and it was horrendous. Like the UFC released footage of him having a seizure. That's a lot of damage, and like when you have a seizure like that, you're taking damage during the seizure as well. So it's a bit of a scary one. And Fiziev's coming back off a leg injury. It's not the same kind of injury. And sure, he's been out for like over a year, but and it's a rematch as well. So both of these guys have felt each other before. So what if Fiziev realizes like, oh, he's wilting to these punches more, or these are having more effect than last time? Because you've got to imagine he's had a bad leg, so he's definitely been staying fit still. Whereas I don't know what Gaethje's been doing. He's recovering from brain trauma, So yeah, based on Gaethje's brain health, I can't pick him. So yeah, I'm gonna go Fiziev to avenge his loss and win by a KO, because I think Gaethje's chin might be gone after such a horrific knockout. Next up, Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. It's main event time. Let's fucking rock and roll. I'm picking Pereira. Ankalaev is going to strike with Pereira. I know everyone's been debating like, oh, will Ankalaev wrestle? And Ankalaev said he'd wrestle, and then he wants to stand up. Ankalaev's not going to wrestle. I'm just putting it out there. It's not going to happen. He's going to go out there. And he's going to try and kickbox with Pereira. He's going to get caught early. He's going to get dropped, and he's going to get finished early. So yeah, I'm going with Pereira by KO. Ankalaev, if somehow you see this, if a friend of yours sees this, please pass this on to Ankalaev. Just fucking wrestle. Okay, you can win if you just fucking wrestle. You don't have to wrestle the whole time. But just like fucking win the rounds with it, man. Just win the rounds with it. If you want to win, just win the rounds with it. Even if you just end up clinching on the fence, it's better than getting yourself in a situation where you're just completely outmatched. It's just not worth it. So, yeah, he's going to stand with Alex regardless, and he's going to get knocked out. Pride is a terrible thing. I don't know why he does it. He can apparently wrestle, but he doesn't do it. So he's going to get knocked out. KO. Knockout. Easy. And I do believe that is all the predictions. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like. Maybe subscribe for more. Got all these predictions. They're usually on point. Just saying. And that right there was the entire card. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving me a like. Subscribe for more. I do these prediction videos. I do best bits as well. I do some funny stuff. They might be on the screen now. Who fucking knows? Who could say? Until next time, keep your chin down. Keep swinging. Peace and love. I'll see you around.